No, it's on Twitch. Oh, wow. I thought I was the only one that said that shit.
How do we not know more?
How does a 20-year-old person, how old are you? 23?
Young
That's
man.
half my age. Officially, half
you
my
say
age.
it like that, it sounds crazy.
You're half my age.
Twitch is like the
Yeah.
number one streaming content app on the planet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They like the number one specialty. Yeah, the number one specialty is online gaming. People online game on it all the time.
Riku, do you have a Facebook page?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you do? Fuck,
Young man with Facebook.
Yeah, that's freaking crazy. Facebook's making a comeback.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
yeah, we do. But it's old man.
But we're finding out. We're finding out
old man site.
a lot of young people don't use Facebook anymore.
Before I came here, I didn't use the Facebook.
And you're like, oh my God, all the 40-year-olds have this. I need to connect. I need to connect with them. I need to connect with the 40-year-olds.
This has been quite a weekend, man.
You know what? I got to say that I had craziest panic attack. And, I'm a very misunderstood person.
I believe so.
And what happens a lot of the time in my life is I'm very misunderstood, and people take shit personal that I do. And I really feel guilty because when I have anxiety or panic, I shut down. I shut right down. Okay, so I don't answer my phone. I usually turn my phone off. So my phone will be off for 2-3 days. People will be blasting me like, "Where are you? Are you ignoring me? Are you not answering my calls?" It's like, no, dude. My phone triggers me. It triggers me even deeper. Right? So I have to turn my phone off. And, to all my friends out there who try to text me and well, who am I kidding? I don't have a lot of people who are trying to text.
You got a circle.
I got a little circle of
people.
people, but I think I offended one of my friends this weekend because I was supposed to help him with something. And I was only thinking of myself. I become really selfish when it happens. Right?
I mean, you can't really blame yourself for that.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Yeah.
And I become really selfish, and I shut right down, and I don't answer calls or texts and stuff, and it kind of sucks.
So, okay, have you tried? I think I asked you this before. Have you ever tried the electrotherapy for anxiety attacks? I can't remember what it's called.
No, I've never tried any electrotherapy.
Okay, so I have a friend of mine that goes through horrible panic attacks as well, and she has this horrifying fear of being alone.
Oh wow.
And now that she's in her mid-30s, it's becoming more and more of a reality that all the things that she wanted out of life are not going to be that way.
Yeah, that's reality.
So she's come to grips with it, and it caused some severe panic attacks. And she's got money, obviously.
Yeah.
And she was doing this therapy where they strap you to electrodes.
Yeah.
And they force your brain to not go into panic states.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Sorry,
You think
girl.
it's good?
No, I would never do that.
You wouldn't try it?
No.
Why?
Because, my ancestors did not have electrotherapy to get through
they
life.
didn't have shit.
Neither did yours.
No, they did not.
They found ways in the world to cope.
Unhealthy ways.
Some unhealthy, but also some ways like, they would go out and hunt a woolly mammoth or something.
Wait,
you know what I mean?
Your other half is Irish, right?
Yes, Irish, and it's my other 3/4, I guess.
So they would have suffered through they're from Ireland.
I would guess that's where Irish people come from.
So like actual lineage in Ireland.
I believe so, yeah.
So your people have experienced the potato famine.
They've hoarding potatoes.
And indentured labor by
Oh,
the
yeah.
British. The British tried to get them too.
Building the, gangs of New York.
They tried. And
Yeah.
the people of Ireland were like, fuck that, you're never going to tame us.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
British actually left them alone, which
Yeah.
they never do. The colonizers never do that.
No, never.
But they said the people of Ireland
They were scared of the Irish.
are unsuitable
Yeah.
for civilization.
They were so scared of the Irish because they didn't care. They had nothing to lose. They had whatever they had in their gunny sack, basically.
I don't even know what that is.
A gunny sack? Yeah. It's like, you ever see the sack on the end of a string or end of a stick?
Oh, the cartoons.
Yeah, and the
thing.
cartoons would be walking down the street and you have a stick.
It's called a gunny sack?
Well, it's kind of the old school gunny sack,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
Gunny sack then became what the military carry. They're all their gear on, but the one thing that comes over the shoulder is a gunny sack. It's kind of a tube shape. It became the gunny
Do you
sack.
think you inherited any of that trauma from your ancestors?
No, I fucking got my own trauma. I developed my own.
Precedes that.
I think most of the trauma on my in my lineage came from my mom's black side, and I think that the fact that she went through major racism in the 50s and 60s, that it's weird because she developed health issues because of that, which were passed down to my brother and my sister and somewhat me, but I'm a little bit healthier. I have a healthier lifestyle. So it didn't really develop in me, but all the trauma and PTSD, 150% was passed on through my mom to the kids.
Disaster.
It's crazy, dude. It's real. PTSD is real. You know, carrying trauma is real. Inheriting trauma from your parents is real. 100%.
And I wasn't even thinking about going into this space. I was just thinking this has been a crazy weekend, more on the sports side of things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Man, I'm winning money all over the place.
Really? Are you betting?
Oh, fuck yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Thank you to KD today, just keeping it close. Blowing it in the end with the shitty three-pointer.
Yeah, I haven't seen a couple of the afternoon games yet, but there have been some good games.
Yeah, it's great games. You know, NBA, you know, without the Lakers in the playoffs, it becomes an actual better playoffs.
Wide open.
Right? Because everybody focuses and the TV shows focus on the Lakers, right? And without these big giants,
More LeBron.
It's more LeBron, right? Without it, they can focus on Minnesota and Grizzlies. Like, who cares about that ever? Who would ever watch that? But
It's actually
we do now.
really entertaining series.
Yeah, it's good.
Because, you know, Pat Bev likes to talk mad shit.
Yeah.
And Ja likes to talk mad shit. So
Minnesota's tough.
yeah, they're going to be a tough team to beat,
Yeah.
man.
Golden State's tough.
Steph came back off the
Huge.
bench.
Huge.
Yeah.
Drummond nailing that 3-pointer, like he was just on fire,
Draymond,
man.
Yeah. Dude, Jordan Poole.
I mean,
man.
yeah. Oh, what's his name? No, sorry,
Draymond Green,
right?
Yeah.
Like Jesus, man. You know, I'm scared of Golden State,
They could win.
dude. They could legitimately beat Phoenix.
Yeah, if Clay catches fire the way he's supposed to, and Steph just plays like Steph,
Yeah.
and then they got Jordan Poole, who's like playing
Phoenix
out of his mind.
has to blow out whoever they is they're playing today, Pelicans, whoever, right?
Yeah, they got to murder the Pelicans.
They got to murder them. They have to set the bar high because if they don't do this, their confidence. They have Chris Paul, who is a choke artist at a lot. Just call it fucking. Call a Chris Paul what he is, dude. He chokes and he gets hurt in the playoffs.
So he is, he's got a crazy stat. He is responsible for 4 of the best winning seasons on 4 different teams.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see.
Unbelievable.
So that was Oklahoma,
LA Clippers,
the
Rockets,
and Phoenix. Yeah, all 65
That's
win teams.
amazing, man.
Yeah.
That kind of leadership in the NBA is unheard of.
Yes, but
The playoffs.
gets hurt in the playoffs and chokes. Dude, he fucking turned over the ball in the last, whatever minute. Remember that series? Like,
Yeah, he left Harden high and dry a couple times too.
right?
Yeah.
Like, he ball hogs. Like, he thinks he's got to be the. You know what it is? I think the issue with guys who don't win championships early in life is that it haunts you because you have to win a championship early in the NBA, or your chances of winning it will be almost lost. Like, Ray Allen got lucky, man.
Big time.
He got lucky. He won those couple championships.
Mosquito.
Oh, mosquitoes are already. Right?
Yeah, Boston and then Miami.
Yeah. Because he was so good in those early years. And then he just kind of faded off and,
He couldn't win being the team lead.
No.
He couldn't win being the number 1 option. Because, dude, Milwaukee and the Sonics, the guy was amazing, man.
Yeah, it was
Put up
amazing.
massive numbers.
Yeah, it was amazing.
But he had to limit himself.
You look at Karl Malone, right? Like, dude, it's so desperate looking when you get old and you go to a team to try to win a championship. It's such a bad look.
But, I think the reason Chris Paul is different is because he didn't go to championship teams.
No, he didn't.
Dude, OKC was not a championship team, but he made them a playoff team.
None of those teams were.
The Rockets were close because they had Harden.
Yeah.
But, no one
Not
was
even close.
realistically believing they could get out of the
Do you think
West.
Harden will ever win?
I don't think so.
Don't think so. Not even one.
No. I mean, if Philly's the team that he rides it out with, they're not going to win.
They won't.
Not
really.
with this construction. No. They need one more person for sure.
Wow.
Because, they stomped the Raptors game 1. But it's just game 1.
Yeah, and it was they lost Buddy was out in Toronto. He broke his ankle or whatever. Sprained his ankle.
Kem Birch.
I can't remember who it was.
But I think the Raptors are going to be fine. They'll adjust.
I think they're going to
Brilliant.
beat Philly.
I think so too, man.
Yeah.
I see 6 games, but I think they can do it.
Yeah, it's weird too. Like Van Fleet,
Vliet.
yeah, whatever. Like he's just like a weird superstar, eh?
He's an OG, man.
Yeah, like you never think about him as a superstar, but he really is. Like he's the real deal, man.
You can thank Kyle Lowry for that.
Yeah.
Kyle Lowry made him what he is.
Yeah, big time.
And you got to understand, he's undrafted.
Yeah,
He's a walk-on.
yeah.
And
It's amazing.
The crazy part is like, you hear him talk and stuff, and he's really well put together, and he communicates. He's very, serious.
But
Doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low.
Yeah.
But dude, he was in the streets, man.
Yeah.
Growing up.
Yeah.
He was in the streets, being wild, and
Yeah, he was.
yeah, he had
a lot of these
him and
guys.
his brother were crazy.
And then Trey Young lost last night, which sucked.
I think he'll be okay too.
I think he's gonna come back.
Yeah, but they're not gonna win.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Dude, Miami is just built to win.
Dude, that Atlanta team's weird too. It's a weirdly built team. Like, how much does Trey Young weigh? Like 100 pounds, 110 pounds?
Little dude.
Like how he survives in the NBA is amazing.
Because he gets hammered.
He gets hammered so much.
And he's getting covered by Jimmy Butler, who's a badass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I like Trey, man. I think Trey's the future.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
No, I really do.
Trey, Ja Morant, Luka.
Yeah.
This Luka one's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna
They
be a
go down 2
sweep.
games to Utah, they're not gonna come back.
It's gonna be a sweep in Denver or in Dallas.
It's gonna suck.
Yeah, I have a feeling. I just say they have a one man show there who isn't confident enough to really take it to
I hear
teams.
some crazy rumors
He's going to LA.
that he may want to join LeBron.
Oh,
But dude,
mistake.
I just can't imagine Mark Cuban letting him go without bringing over
man.
half of the Lakers franchise.
It's a mistake. It's not a good matchup.
Yeah, no.
It's not a good
They're too ball
matchup.
dominant.
You don't want to put a European guy in Los Angeles. Now, it's no offense to all of our European friends that aren't watching, but you don't want to put a European there. They will not succeed.
I mean, Powell had Kobe.
Yeah, like it was Kobe. It wasn't Paul Gasol. Paul was filling the lane. That's it. Like you look at like Vlade Divac. You know what I mean? Like you look at all the Europeans that went there. They get smothered in LA, dude. They can't handle it. It's like New York. You never see Europeans in New York, and when
No
they
anonymity. Yeah.
when they do, they're toast. They get chewed up and spat out in New York and LA. So they go to these smaller markets because the pressure's lower, right? Yeah. And that's the one thing about, when you're an NBA team or whatever and you're a smaller market team, go after these tall white guys.
And they're great. Dude,
They're
Denver
great.
did great, man.
Dude, Jokic is in the best place because there's no pressure. He's a white guy. A lot of white people walk around Denver.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's a god in Denver.
He's a god.
Yeah.
He goes to LA, he's going to be smushed.
Yeah.
And
but
silenced.
I love it, man. I think the way he's playing is like unbelievable. He's on his way to doing some incredible
Who's
things.
the MVP now, do you think? After seeing this first
It's got to go
couple
to
games?
Jokic.
You think so,
It
eh?
has to, man.
Wow.
Dude, he had the 2,000, 1,500 season.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable, man.
Yeah, it's pretty
Points,
amazing.
rebounds, assists.
As a big man too, and this generation where it's all small people scoring. Like you think about the last big man that won a scoring title was Shaq.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? It was Shaq.
A long time ago.
That was like in 2000 or something, I think.
I mean,
2000.
Well, okay. Now list 5 big men post Shaq that were phenomenal.
Dwight Howard, right? I think he might have won the scoring title. No, he didn't.
Multiple
though.
depoys.
Right? But I would say
I can't think of 5.
I mean, Yao Ming had a couple good seasons, pretty underrated
Too broken,
seasons,
though.
but he was broken,
He was playing with Tracy.
Yeah.
Tracy's going to win the,
Yeah.
But I can't think of 5 big men post Shaq
No.
that were
Dirk.
offensively dominant. But
Dirk.
Dirk's power forward, right?
Yeah, power forward.
But I mean, when you look at Shaq's offensive output, is just outrageous.
Yeah, he was unstoppable.
All the big guys post Shaq are more defensive.
Yeah.
Ben Wallace and even Rasheed Wallace.
If Shaq played today, he would be a 50-point a night guy, I believe.
There.
Because you can't touch him. All the things he had to go through, like...
Dude, he'd be backpacking people regularly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they'd have to double, triple team him in the paint all the time.
It's such a thing that these old timers get to say, "Oh man, if I played in your day today," right? It's something as you get old, Rico. That's what happens.
Riku.
Yeah, Rico, suave. Riku, suave. We got Riku sitting in here today, our friend from
Charles
Japan.
Barkley of High Phrase.
Yeah. Riku's a character from Final Fantasy. Did you know that? No. Do you know what Final Fantasy is? I'm fucking old.
Wow.
I'm old. He doesn't even know what Final
Fantasy is
That
kinda
shit was
up to date.
created in motherfucking Japan.
You watch any anime?
Yeah, kind of. But not like a big fan.
Oh,
wow.
Interesting.
No, you don't. You don't need to. You don't need to. You ever see anime porn? No. Just checking. Just
High Phrase
checking.
topic of conversation.
Yes, it's an audition
on the live.
com.
So there's a UFC card too. Vicente Luque against Bilal Muhammad.
That was last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd that go?
And Bilal finally won
Oh, did he?
against Vicente. He beat him.
Oh, wow.
Dominated him for 5 rounds.
Oh, that was Bellator, wasn't it?
No, UFC.
Oh, it's UFC.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is Bilal's nickname is Remember the Name. And this whole time I was sitting here and I couldn't remember.
You couldn't remember his name? Bad branding and marketing.
Yeah, bad branding. Let people remember your name first, then
Yeah.
have the nickname remember the name.
Yeah.
But no, he fought a great fight, man. 5 rounds, dominated him. It was actually one of the better free cards.
Oh, good.
Supremely violent card, front to back.
Nice.
Yeah. No, I mean that's the way you got to do it, right?
Are you finding UFC is slowing down at all? Like, do you find it is getting to a point where it's oversaturated a little bit and there's no superstars? Because
Yeah.
it feels like that.
Yeah, I think the problem is because some UFC stars went to Bellator and got smashed.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, maybe the UFC is not the end all. be
Yeah.
all.
It's just marketing.
Yeah, because Rory McDonald went to Bellator.
Yeah, I
and
heard
he's had a
that.
fucking horrible time.
Yeah,
man. I mean,
yeah.
he's won some.
Yeah.
But he's losing the guys that people that are UFC fans would have thought that he would just run over.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a bit of that. People are like, oh, the UFC guys aren't the best.
Well, it's kind of cultural, right? Like you go to one over in
Singapore? Yeah.
and those people live, die, breathe, eat, and bleed one.
And no weight cuts.
No weight cuts. Like
Yeah.
they are phenomenal
Hydration
machines.
tests.
Dude, it's crazy over
Yeah.
there what they go through at one. It's a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Over here, it's different. It's like in the States, football is life.
Yeah.
The game of football, getting to the NFL is the ultimate gladiator sport, right? Like UFC's not there yet. UFC is too much of a show as opposed it is a lifestyle.
But I think it's the fighter pay too. Like they don't have a buy-in. Like
Yeah.
you have fighters that are actively on the contract complaining about pay.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen in most other leagues. Like
No.
NFL players complain. They
Yeah.
don't complain about pay.
Well, in Singapore, you disappear if you complain about your.
Well, I mean, in Singapore, they pay you well.
Yeah, they pay
like
you
the
well.
ONE FC guys get taken care of nicely, man.
Yeah.
The medical is good, so they get treated well. Bellator guys get treated really well too.
Yeah.
But UFC fighters historically have complained about pay.
It's too much of the wrestling model, like the
Yeah, they do your
WWE,
licensing.
and you don't have any rights to your fights, and you
Oh,
don't
dude,
get ticket
Dana
sales
White's a
or
Vince McMahon net hugger, man.
vicious.
That's his number one inspiration.
Yeah.
is Vince McMahon.
Who is there any up and coming stars in UFC? Like, do you see any up and coming Conor McGregors at all? Or
Yeah, there's this actually another white boy. His name is Paddy Pimblett.
oh, it's a good name.
Yeah, and he's got like a bowl cut.
Shitty haircut.
A terrible haircut.
Yeah.
But he uses it. He plays on
That's
it.
his
right?
thing.
And he's really like 22 years old.
22.
Really young. He's really young.
Old man, Riku.
But the
You're
crazy
old.
thing is that post-fight,
Yeah.
he goes on these food binges.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, and he gains like 60 pounds.
Mike.
So Mike's got to do a battery
I got to
change.
do it, Mike. Too.
But yeah, so he gains 60 pounds post-fight. He takes videos. Yeah, he takes videos of himself, and got a big gut, big puffy face and stuff. And then he'll get a fight and just shred all this weight. It's fine now because he's young, but dude, as he ages, man, that's gonna be horrible on his body, man. Yeah, he's gonna break down. But when you're young and you're dangerous, you can kind of live that life. But I think another problem the UFC is having right now is the star potential of a lot of these guys. They're all older. Like all the real stars in the UFC are all older. Like Conor McGregor's an older guy. Diaz brothers are both older. John Jones is in his 30s. Francis is in his mid-30s. Israel Adesanya's in his early 30s. So a lot of these guys don't appeal as much to younger audiences because they're not young dudes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And they're not really pushing guys that are younger because they have these greats in their 30s that they can continue to milk, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that's a part of the problem.
Check.
And a lot of these guys that are champs right now are respectful champs.
Oh, they are. So they're not douchebag champs.
Yeah, well, think about
like
the guys holding the belt. Israel
2000s.
Adesanya is a stand-up dude. Doesn't
Yeah.
really talk shit.
Yeah.
Francis Ngannou never talks shit.
Yeah.
And then if you go down the line, even on the women's side, there's not a lot of real trash. Like Rose Namajunas
It's a
is
problem
another
for
trash talker.
fighting. It's a very, very big problem. If
Yeah.
you do not have, like, you look at a guy named like Jake Logan or
Whatever they
Logan
are,
Paul,
the
whoever.
brothers. Yeah.
That fucking guy's a genius, dude.
I hate him, but he's a genius.
Like, come on. We have to give him, he's going to go to UFC. He's going to stick in boxing, but then the money for him is in UFC.
I don't think Dana's going to let that happen.
They're friends.
You think so?
Fuck yeah, of course they are.
They talk so much shit to each other all the time.
Yeah, it's all marketing. They're all buddies.
Hmm.
They're all friends, dude. We can never get that twisted. It's an entertainment business. Sports is fixed and it's entertainment, right? WWE proved that this is the way you go. You need to control the entertainment that happens, right? So just Logan Paul has taken the next step in sports entertainment. He was in the what's it called? WrestleMania.
Yeah, he did.
Killed it.
Yeah.
Right?
I can't fucking stand the guy.
Yeah, dude.
The definition of entitlement.
I think it's an act. I don't think it's real. I 100% think it's an act.
Giving him a lot of credit right now.
Yeah, I am. I don't believe that everything that is said about him. I don't really like him either.
The thing is, chances are if you met him, he might be a really nice guy.
I think he is.
Might be a really nice guy.
I think it's an act. I think most of it is an act. His brother probably is a little bit more douchey than him.
He actually seemed like the nicer brother.
Yeah, but I've seen him on interviews and he's pretty pompous about what he does. Like, I guess, if you're making $100 million a year, you're going to be, right?
It. Yeah.
He fucking earned it, man.
As much as I hate to say it, they really earned it.
These guys are though the guys that I mean, it's like our homie Mizzo, right? Like he's right in the crypto and he's right in the, all this, the NFTs and shit. Yeah. But I find it really douchey, like a really douchey thing. The whole crypto fucking thing. Because when someone's on crypto, they tell you about it.
It's like a multi-level pyramid scheme when they get into it.
Right. And I had lunch with a buddy of mine today on my way back from my delivery. And I stopped in. The whole time we were there, he talked about his crypto investment.
Damn.
The whole time. And I love him. I mean, it's good. I'm happy for him that he's successful. He's got a lot of money tied up in crypto and all this. Right? But the reason I like him, because he doesn't know what the fucking NFT is. He's like, I don't, what is that? I don't want to fuck with that. That's like the next level, douchey.
That's so weird.
It's weird, right? You think it would all be the same
hand
thing.
Hand in hand.
Yeah, but it isn't.
Because they kind of are hand in hand.
They kind of are, but it's the next level douchey. It's kind of like, no, VHS is the best. I love VHS.
It's like going from stocks and then into derivatives.
Yeah.
And all that other
right, like stocks and then crypto, right? Like, my dad does stocks and I do crypto, right? Like it's that next level thing, and it's weird because that Jake Paul, Logan Paul, they're the ones that perpetuate this thing. Yeah. Really, they're the ones that are like behind it and build it up for people. Like they're like the poster boy for this NFT generation.
Yeah, they're definitely the shapers of culture.
Oh yeah,
which is fucked up.
It's weird
because to shape culture as a troll.
Yeah,
it's a really weird thing because the problem is there's gonna be dudes out there that try to duplicate what these guys do without having done the work that these guys did.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they're kind of self-made millionaires in that way.
100%.
They were on YouTube before anybody else, building their platforms and creating loyal followers that give them millions of views. And they've done some horrible shit, man.
Horrible shit. Like they went to Japan.
Yeah, the Suicide Forest in Japan. And they like caught a body on camera and like laughed about it. Like, what do you do? Like, dude, this is some cancelable shit.
Yeah, but it didn't because they had a young army of douchebags behind them.
Exactly.
Right? That were able to prop. That's what we need is a young army of douchebags. We have all these nice people that come. We need douchebags.
We need a little bit of douchery, but that support the good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good douchebags.
You need obnoxious fans that support the positive.
Yeah.
Because they're out there.
Yeah.
You see this. There's some decent people out there that have good fan bases.
Yeah, I think so.
Of people that are good.
Yeah, I think so.
But that's quite the weekend, man. It was a lot of enjoyable sports for me, at least, because this is kind of like one of the only things that I take in full time is sports.
Yeah, well, this is kind of the lead into the dog days of sports coming up, right? Well, when the NBA playoffs end, it's all over. Like there's like 4 months of like
horrible
flicking around watching like Australian rules rugby or sumo wrestling.
And I'm
like
not doing baseball.
Yeah, baseball's the worst sport. Is there anything worse than baseball? In sports wise,
curling.
I respect curlers.
I guess there's more.
Have you ever curled?
No, it looks hard as fuck.
It's hard.
Yeah,
it's like playing shuffleboard. Like on the thing when you do shuffleboard, you're trying to get it on the line.
Yeah. And don't get me, I'm not saying it's an easy thing. It looks hard as fuck.
It's hard as fuck.
For me to watch it, like, it's pulling
I have more.
teeth.
So baseball is below curling. Can you think of any other sport?
Not really.
Like, what's a sport if they had to force you to watch 24 hours of it? What would you hate more than baseball? Would it be anything?
Fuck, that's hard.
I'd even watch Jai Alai.
I don't even know what that is.
That's in Miami where they got these big scooper. They got these big scooper rackets, right? And they grab a ball. whoo, and they whip it, and it's this giant wall, and it's like boom, and then and the ball's going like 80 miles an hour.
So it's kind of entertaining.
People die playing JLI.
That's what it's called?
It's called Jai Alai, I think. I don't know. You know me with pronunciation. It's called High Alai.
Yeah, that would be that.
Dude, people die. They get these balls. They're like bouncy rubber,
field hockey
hard
kind of
rubber, like, and they fucking bounce off a wall. And the scooper, so the ball when they got to catch it, and then they
I have
scoop
seen
it,
this. I've seen this.
right? And then it's like boom, and it's like a giant thing of
This
like
is way more
squash.
exciting than baseball.
Dude, way more exciting. That shit
Boring
doesn't
as
even
fuck.
make it.
But I mean, honestly, like I know there's a lot of football fans watching this. Oh God, I'm not. Football's not fun either, man.
Yeah, I like football. It's
Too
my
many
favorite.
breaks. You actually sit through football games? Like,
No, never. I don't sit through any sports.
you just watch highlights.
I just watch highlights.
Yeah, and I will watch entire NBA games front to back.
Yeah.
But I'll skip all the commercials. I skip all the timeouts.
Yeah.
I skip all the free throws. So it's really only like an hour of game.
The last time I watched a full game was I happened to watch Kobe's 81. And
wow.
I happened to be watching the game that night thinking, oh, he's got, 20 points in the first quarter. I'm like, 21. I'm like, oh, this is.
Rampage.
And I watched the entire thing. Like, how lucky is that you get to be able to watch it, right?
murder.
You experience it at that point.
Murder to
Right?
just keep going.
Yeah.
And it's kind of unfair to Steph because they won't let him do that. Like they won't let him, like he'll get put on the bench in the fourth because it'll be a blowout.
Yeah.
But Steph could crack 100.
I think so.
Yeah, his skill level is just. I mean, Kyrie could crack.
He's probably the only guy I would watch is Steph.
I think
If
Kyrie could
Steph
crack
go
100.
off. Yeah, but I don't like Kyrie.
Really,
Yeah, I don't like him.
dude, he is like the prototype you kind of personality.
Yeah, I'm not feeling him. I don't even like myself. Never mind him.
Probably why. But why did you like Kyrie?
I don't know. There's something about the switching teams thing that I don't like. I am a more of a like
Ride or die.
stay on your fucking team and make it happen, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like the
wrong
Boston
sports.
thing hurt him. The Boston thing hurt him,
They hate him,
right?
dude. Every time he touches the ball, it's gonna be a chorus of
Yeah,
blues.
like it hurt his legacy, I think. And the fact that he was all bent that he wasn't on the 75 greatest is another thing I don't like about Kyrie. What makes you think you're one of the 75 greatest players
you don't
ever?
think he is?
Fucking not even close, dude.
Wow.
Not even.
Okay.
Not even 76. All right.
I think he is the most offensively gifted player the NBA has ever seen.
Like, is in ball handling?
Just overall offensive skill, I don't think there's a player that comes close to his total offensive package.
I got 2 words for you.
Oh no, here we go.
White chocolate.
Oh wow, Jason Williams.
Jason fucking
He
Williams.
can't score like Kyrie.
But the fucking ball handling skills he had.
Yeah, he had some N1 shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
He was the guy back in that day.
The stuff that Kyrie does with the ball and the lack of carrying and the lack of this new NBA travel because he doesn't do it.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't do this extra little shuffle half step. He doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Hands on the ball all the time.
The carrying.
Just the level of quality of skill. Like, if you, I mean, they say Harden follows the rules. It's not a travel. Okay, fine. Steph follows the rules. Not a travel. Okay, fine. But all of them side hand the ball.
All of them.
All of them.
It shouldn't even be
Kyrie does
called.
not. Kyrie palms this way and brings the ball out like Allen Iverson used to do.
Yeah, yeah.
But if they
They called
carries,
Allen Iverson back then.
because they didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
It was so unique. They didn't know what it
Yeah,
was, right?
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, dude, Kyrie is some next. And it's crazy because he literally is built from your personality prototype.
Not quite.
Anti-vaxxer.
Yep. Well, I'm not anti-vax, but I'm anti-fucking
Or,
authority.
sorry, anti-taking this vax.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah,
Pro people policing themselves.
yeah. It's
Pro
important.
for the freest of free speech.
Yeah.
Doesn't
yeah.
give a fuck what anybody says about him.
No.
He's all about himself.
Yeah, he is.
In his own mind, lives in his own planet, pretty much. Planet Kyrie.
Yeah.
And you don't fuck with him.
Well, 1, the Earth's not flat. 2, stay on your fucking team. And you want to be a real legacy?
Yeah.
Wait until you're like at the last 3 seasons and then switch teams. So that's what everyone seems to do, right? But try and stay on your team. He should have stayed in Cleveland. Should have stayed in Cleveland. Cleveland drafted you and you didn't even deserve to be on that team.
He got lucky with LeBron coming back.
He didn't even deserve that team, dude.
Yeah,
he would
he-
not have a
he-
title right now.
No, 100%. He would not. No. He was gifted LeBron.
Yeah.
And LeBron wanted to play with him, so it's
Yeah.
fair, right? LeBron
Well, yeah,
wanted
they
to
knew
play
each
with
other,
Kyrie.
right?
Yeah. Kyrie used to come to LeBron's camps coming up.
Yeah.
And LeBron knew from the get-go, this guy's going to be a superstar.
Yeah, he was good.
Right?
Yeah, I'll give it to him. He's good, but he's not one of the 75 greatest. But you know who is one of the 75 greatest douchebags on the planet?
Who?
Have you seen her latest photos of her walking in the yard with her witch hair? Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Fuck, dude, she looks horrible. Eh? How long has she been in jail now? Like five months?
Yeah.
Something like that,
Seems
5,
like
6
that.
months or something?
Yeah, less than a year for sure.
Still keeping her mouth shut.
Yeah.
Refuses to roll on the pedophiles.
Iron trap, eh?
Dude, they just need, they're not applying the pressure hard enough. Yeah. Like,
I cannot fathom still that this is not everyday news.
because it's the powers that be need to keep it out of people's minds. So one day she just gets out and nobody's caring. Oh, the war is happening, or you watch. It'll be during like the offensive strike against Russia.
Or the UFO discovery.
The little banner will come on the bottom. Ghislaine Maxwell walks out of prison.
From prison.
Right. Release, time served, right? And no one will say anything because the aliens are here. We're bombing Russia.
Dude, the names on the list.
Dude, release them.
And just the Epstein list that got released,
Yeah.
the semi-full list.
Yeah.
And almost all those people on the list are in some kind of political position of power.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how this is how people are so easily deterred from talking about this.
Oh man, it's really tragic, dude, because we're in a corrupt world that, you know, these guys, like these old tools, run the spot, right? There's too many privileges in our society. There's too many laws, too many constitutional rights, that protect people. Like, and you think about this, like we are like, the Constitution, free speech, all these fucking things, but it's really, they should be abolished.
Yeah.
Like
They
really, they
should
should be
rewritten from scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even a lot of these, like, owning people and carrying guns and saying what you want.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit needs to be ripped up and it needs to be redefined.
100%.
Right?
100%. The world's a different place, man.
Right?
Especially with the internet, the world's a completely different place.
It's different.
For the original constitution that was written for any country anywhere in the world,
Mm-hmm.
they were written for a very primitive time, and we're not in that time anymore, man.
No.
So the idea that we still have to follow these antiquated rules
Garbage.
just makes no sense.
And the fact that this Prince Andrew got to pay off,
Not a prince anymore.
got to pay the girl off an undisclosed sum of money, which was like 10 million or something, apparently 11 million. And then,
She was 15 at the time, I think.
Yeah, something like that, 15, 16, right? And he just paid it off and now it's gone away. Is fucking absurdity.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure.
Why haven't they brought him to America? He's not they're not part of the Commonwealth.
No.
Bring him to fucking America and put him away.
I'm sure that her family's been heavily threatened to keep their mouths shut, just take the money and disappear, kind of thing.
Do you know that Prince Andrew had teddy bears and shit? Like, have you heard this thing from there was a royal palace bodyguard driver, whatever. He was head of security, whatever. And he spilled the beans. You can go on YouTube and look at Australia, 60 Minutes Australia. He did an interview with them. And they were like, yeah, even Andrew in his adulthood, like when he was like in his 20s, 30s, whatever, his bed was perfectly made with stuffed animals and little dolls and shit. And they had to and every night he would take the dolls off, put them in a box, and then go to sleep. And then in the morning when his bed got made, the maids had to make his bed with dolls and shit.
Okay, so so obviously it's a juvenile mindset that he has.
Yeah.
Right? So do you think that's how he justified being a pedophile? Because in his mind, he's a child still?
No, I think it's more privilege. Like, the subtle touch of a 20-year-old as opposed to the grisly old hand of a 50-year-old.
Oh, wow.
On your body as a male is what is it's true though. It's what's intriguing, right? That's the thing, right? Is that, you get caught up. It's like a drug.
That doesn't say much about men, yo.
That's what men are though. Men are fucking sex and, that's how they operate. It's power and control.
We that pathetic?
Yeah, men are. We do it in all aspects of our life, dude. It isn't just sex. It's everything, right? And women, have their own way of doing that too. Because women use sex to get ahead.
Yeah, they have their toxicity.
Right?
Well.
So men use sex as power over their own ego, right? If I can conquer if I'm 40, and I conquer a 20-year-old power, right? Then you try to have a conversation with her and you realize, I need to go. I need to get out of this, right? Like, but at the moment, as you think you're conquering this 20-year-old, you know what I mean? That's the allure to it. And I think what happens is you go from people that are half your age, 20, and then you're like 19. You're like 18, right? Like you start pushing the envelope because you start realizing like, dude, I can't communicate with girls my own age. They don't like me because I'm fat, white fuck. And I need to go and fucking get a girl that I can pay. That's, and we just shut up.
Go on a shopping trip.
Just fucking abuse her and not even take her on a shopping. They're just like, fuck you. I'm going to abuse you. You can't do anything about it.
Well, and there's a lot of young women in their 20s that like older men.
Daddy
because
issue people,
the men around their age groups are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Think about what you were like in your early 20s.
Straight gangster.
Yeah, and there's a lot of, early 20-somethings that live like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of the girls are way more mature at that age. Like, well, fuck these guys. I'd rather have an older guy.
Yeah.
And the older guys, unfortunately,
are
only looking for one.
They're only looking for sex. You're not going to hang out with a 20-year-old. Oh, you want to do? Let's do a TikTok video. You want to do TikTok with me? No. I'll film you, though. Want to dump a bucket of ice on your head with me? Like, no, I don't.
There's something to be said for that.
Right?
Yeah.
But, Ghislaine has one major problem.
This is one name I won't correct. You can call whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. She has one major problem. Her problem is, what does she do when it's over? Like, if you keep your mouth shut and you do your time and you get exported or deported, whatever, exiled, that's not it for you. They're going to kill you.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, the fact she doesn't know this is what is
Or do you think she has a backup plan?
No. I think they've raped her of all of her stuff.
Do you think Jeffrey had a backup plan?
No.
You think he actually got?
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Oh, yeah. Clinton got him.
Because I think he's on his island as we speak.
On his island?
Yeah.
Like they gave him a pass?
Yeah. Because too many things don't add up, man.
But wouldn't it be easier just to kill him and say...
It would be.
Like, we're not going to give you a pass because you could come back again. You could be stupid.
Unless he had like a threat of a failsafe that outs everybody.
Yeah, because like if he comes out like a fucking thing comes out and it's a Jeffrey Epstein video, people are fucked. Like, America is in big trouble, man. Like, they can't risk that. It's easier to kill him. It's just easier to kill.
And they're good at that.
Yeah, they're good at it. Just kill him. The security tape. Oh, it fell asleep. The guy. It's just like and we buy it.
2 officers in the area.
Yeah.
Security camera just on his cell. Footage can't be found. Or got corrupted. Yeah. Just in the moments that he died.
Amazing.
Very interesting.
But we don't question it because we're like, meh, he's dead.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are just like, fuck it.
Fuck it. He just deserved to die. Like, really, he just deserved to die. And he got it. What the only justice that he could have had.
See, and I don't think that's enough justice, man. I mean, I think death is the easy way out for someone like that.
Yeah.
I think his whole thing was pride of being untouchable.
Yeah.
Right? I think the humiliation of dragging him out through a lifetime of court cases would be the adequate justice.
Oh, it just would cost so much money.
Oh, yeah,
it would be like there'd be weird chicks coming out like, I love you, Jeffrey.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, he would have had some weird like Jeffrey Dahmer fans.
Yeah,
Charles Manson fans
had his too.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that, with Ghislaine, like, I think in the end she's going to get a life sentence. I think she's getting it. It's just what's going to happen to her. Like,
get killed on the yard.
She's going to get killed. No matter what, she's going to get killed.
Has to.
She if she's harboring any secret, you sit in jail for 5 years. You can be tough the first couple years and just hold on, but then you start realizing no one's talking to me. No, nobody's my friend. Like, there's all in the news. Like, people have forgotten about me.
You get unhinged.
And you just say, fuck it, I'm spilling the beans.
Yeah.
Right? And she's going to eventually. And so she can't live.
The weird connection in this story I read just a little while ago was, Nicole Kidman.
Mm-hmm.
Her dad was a prime human trafficker.
Oh, wow.
While he was alive.
What do you mean? Like he was human? Like he took people from other countries?
Yeah. So they would basically steal kids. And him and a couple of other billionaires owned an island. And they would hunt them.
Oh, crazy. Just like the movie. like the Ice-T movie,
Surviving the game.
Surviving the Game.
How fucked up is that?
I believe that happens 100%.
So they would traffic these kids from all over the world.
Yeah.
And then do what they wanted to first.
Yeah.
And then essentially hunt them. And he was caught doing this.
Crazy.
Yeah, there's a whole court case. He was about to go to trial.
Yeah.
He died.
And he died because of the elitists got him.
Could have been that. I mean, they tried to paint him as a sick, feeble old man.
Wow, Nicole Kidman, eh?
I just wonder, because I mean, obviously she comes from a situation of wealth.
Yeah.
I wonder how much she knows.
Dude, she 100% rubs baby foreskin all over her fucking face at night. She 100% drinks the blood of virgins. Have you seen her? And her creepy little husband?
She's kind of fucked up. She's kind of fucked up.
Like, come on, dude. They look like they're rubbing foreskins all over their face. Do you know about this shit? Do you know about this? Okay. He doesn't know shit, actually. He's young. He's going to learn a lot from us. He's probably looking at us like, what the fuck are they talking about?
It's all Googleable, by the way.
Yeah, you can just Google it, right? And they have the Omicron, Ambicron, or whatever it's called. The Ambicron
What is
gene.
that? Oh.
From the scared virgins or whatever. You freak the shit out of a virgin, then you kill her real quick and then drink her blood. It's tough because virgins are fucking tough, right? They don't scare easily. So, right? But you get that and then you drink the blood or whatever and it keeps you young, dude. Hillary Clinton, fucking all those people do.
You think that's a thing?
100%. Dude, if it's talked about, it's a thing. Like that's the myth.
Yeah.
They make us believe, oh,
so crazy.
Oh yeah, I'm drinking blood of a virgin. You know what I mean? Like, no, they really fucking are drinking blood.
Because I know there was a thing, a queen many years ago that was rumored to have been this person that we should bathe in the blood of young people. And I know there was a study where they took young rat DNA, put it in old rats, and the old rats started to get younger.
Yeah.
Like, what the
Dude,
fuck?
I can totally believe it. And you look at this Cristobal DNA splicing, right? You know, like, oh, we can just splice DNA now. I'm like, come on, you've been doing this forever. You can reconstruct DNA from youthful DNA structure, like other people's youthful DNA. Like, come on.
If there wasn't a sacrifice involved, if you did not have to murder somebody for the benefit, would you do it?
Well, one, I don't want to murder anybody. I don't think we need to murder anyone and everything, but would I do it? No, you know, I kind of like the process of life. I like the fair shot of life. You know, I like the challenge of me trying to live to 120 years old, which I'm doing, right? I like the challenge. I like the mental game that, you know, like you think about this. I don't know, but I hear of people who have grandparents that are well over 100 years old and they're functioning. They function on 100, 101, 105. I'm like, dude, 105 and you can think? Like, do you have any family that's old? No?
Grandparents are around
90s, but they know what they're talking about. They're very, right? They're not crazy. Yeah, dude, it's a reality, right? So I like that challenge. Right? I read somewhere, like in Time magazine or whatever, back in the 80s. No, like just like a little while ago that there's somebody on the planet right now that's going to live to 150.
Yeah.
Right? There's somebody on the planet right now that's
Do you want
alive.
to do this?
I'm not gonna. I'm going to be upright.
Do you think you'd be an upright 100-year-old?
I'm going to correct myself, yeah. As soon as you start figuring something out, you don't give into it, you correct it. Right? And that's the secret to all this. It's a secret to everything. Right? If you find yourself failing at something, don't just accept failure. Correct it, right? So if you find yourself hunching over, start sitting up with your back properly. Oh, it hurts. You know, get a back brace. Fucking fix it. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the secret. We just give in. You start getting a gut, getting this giant gunt. You know, get rid of it. Stop eating. You know,
That's easier said than done.
no, it's not. Just don't do it. Right? Like when you get older, you need to consume less.
Yeah.
Stop gorging yourself.
Yeah, this fasting month has been a great month for sure.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Obviously, I mean, incorporating liquids, don't hate, but we got to do shit like this, man, and need to be hydrated.
Yeah, I think so. The brain needs to be
It's a
hydrated.
food fast. more than anything else.
So, you know,
But you wouldn't offload to a robot?
yes, I would, yeah. I would do that. You mean my conscious?
Yeah.
I
How
would.
long would you want to run for?
Forever and ever.
Really, eh?
Yeah, I'd be
You wanna
like,
see it all
back in the
fall apart?
1900s. I was born in the 1900s. You know, it's like
So
20.
you'd want to see it all fall apart.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
it's gonna
like-
all fall apart.
I would love. I don't want to say it in case it actually happens. I'll just shit my pants crying in my room. But I want to see like the great ending of the Earth.
Really?
I want to see the Earth crash into the sun like I predict. I want to be like, I told you
And then we all
300
die.
years ago. I told you.
And then we all die.
Yeah, and I think like this, how they predict AI and everything will be taken over. I think that AI will be just human conscious and human, like old humans that were able to understand, that were transferred into these robots. And now we've experienced so much life, so we'll be stronger and we'll be like, we know more about war and all these, these things because we were alive during those times. I think, this war that's happening will be the last one.
Oh, wow. You're very optimistic.
No, but I do. There's a reason, though, I do. Because it's going to be so devastating that we're never going to want to do this again. It's kind of like eating meat. I don't believe we're going to eat meat 25 years from
That's
now.
going to go away.
Meat will be
away.
gone.
Yeah.
We will be all fucking vegans. Hey, guys, I'm vegan. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be everyone's going to be that
Or
way.
artificially provided with
Yeah, we're not going to
nutrients.
kill animals. They're going to be like, what? You killed animals?
Just
Like,
to eat?
to eat them?
Just for the
Like,
taste?
what? Like, they don't.
As we speak, and without getting into too much politics,
Hmm.
as we speak, as Ukraine war is happening, Israel is annihilating Palestinians
Yeah.
in the month of fasting.
Isn't it crazy?
They do it every year. Every
Yeah.
year that there's fasting,
The
they make it a
call.
point to be at the Masjid al-Aqsa, the Dome of the Rock,
Yeah.
and humiliate Palestinians
Yeah.
and batter them and things like that. So
Crazy. That still happens.
I don't think we're gonna get rid of war until we get rid of humans.
Oh, that's pretty tough. Then there would be,
We'll eventually offload into these,
conscious VR lifestyles.
But do you think we're gonna lose something? Don't you
No,
think
we're going
we'll
to gain
lose-
more.
You don't think we're gonna lose because like the specific build of what we are,
Mm-hmm.
the specific mind, body, spirit connection,
Yeah.
whatever that is.
Yeah.
You don't think it has to be that way for us to be what we are, or do you think we're that simple?
I think we make ourselves more complex than we are because we're humans and we want to feel like we're the ultimate being ever.
You think we ain't shit?
Right? But we're really nothing. And it's shown because our
hurts.
greatest idols we put up high fall down mightily. And we realize that they're just human, that they're all fallible, and that we are too. We have,
for sure.
we create great lives for ourselves only to fucking self-destruct on a regular basis, or our lives implode, right? And that's just the reality, dude. Like, we're not perfect. And I think that the only way we will become perfect is if we learn how to adapt to this next level of humanity, which is going to be machines. And we're going to become machines. We're going to be integrated. Like, Elon Musk already sees it.
Yeah.
He knows it's going to happen.
He's fast forwarding it.
And he's fast forwarding it.
Yeah.
Right? And so he knows that this is where we have to get to. If we're going to get anywhere on the planet, we're going to, really make some advancements as a species, we need to get to this next thing, right? We need to stop. And, they've done smart. They've been smart, like the way that they've created this. Like, stop letting women have children. Our
This is
birth
gonna
rate,
happen.
our birth rate is so low. It's the lowest it's ever been in
In
history.
North America.
Yeah. In the world.
But
But North America big time.
Third world countries are still having babies at the
Yeah.
same rate.
But this is like they're promoting not making humans.
Makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's good. You know what I mean? Like, we're putting women in power,
But
Like,
dude, evolutionarily, because of this, women's birth canals are changing.
Yeah.
Physically changing.
Yep.
Like, there are more C-section births now than ever before because the canals are too narrow for like actual vaginal births.
Yeah.
We're actually witnessing evolution happen as we speak.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you hold your phone, but the standard curve in the pinky is changing now
Oh, wow.
in people because we hold our phones with the pinky at the bottom.
Interesting.
So the phone sits there.
Yeah.
It's a very
I
fucked
didn't even
up
think about that.
piece of evolution as we speak.
Wow,
We're
crazy.
experiencing it.
Wow.
So, it's kind of we're kind of fast forwarding ourselves into this weird space.
Yeah,
but
dude.
I just think we're going to lose like
What are we really going to lose? It'll be artificial like everything else.
sentiment. You think it's just sentiment?
Yeah.
You think that's all just sentiment? There's no value in any of that?
Nah, I don't really think there's value in it. I think we make it a bigger deal than it really is.
Damn.
Like,
You don't really think much about life.
no, I don't really. I think it's overrated a little bit. I
Wow.
appreciate life, but I also appreciate but I also think if you take life as something special, it's only going to let you down.
Oh shit.
Right? So if you look at life as like not a privilege, but just something that just happens, like people are like blessed. I feel blessed. That's my number.
I said that today.
It's so a fucking pet peeve for me. What do you mean blessed? Like here's your good looks.
Maybe it's the wrong word.
Right?
Maybe it's the wrong
Here's
word.
your talent.
Yeah.
Blessed. It's like, no, worked for it.
Yeah.
You are not blessed, bro. You worked for everything that you have in this world.
Yeah.
Nothing was blessed onto you, right? You worked for it. And we don't give ourselves enough credit for that ever.
Yeah, that's that. I agree with that for sure.
Right?
We don't give ourselves credit.
Like these young kids, these people today, this woke army of fucking kids. You're 20 years old and you're blessed. You haven't done shit. You haven't done shit. Like
Really
the fun one is my parents are rich. Blessed. Yeah. I have a blessed life. No, you're fucking privileged. You have a privileged life.
Difference.
It's a big difference. But that's when I number one hear it. Like, when someone goes, oh man, fuck you, man, you got a nice car. This guy got blessed, man. I'm blessed. No, you're not. You're not fucking blessed. Facts. Blessed is like if the God exists or a priest comes and throws water on you, I would say, okay, you've just been blessed.
So
okay,
you don't feel any mysticism at all towards
just
life?
None. You've like, it's like, dude, if you want to have anything in this world, you must work for it.
Do you write poetry?
No.
Do you write anything creative that's not by choice?
No, I used to, but not anymore.
Okay, so when you were writing those creative pieces by choice, where do you think that comes from?
From what do you mean, like
where does it? Because you could put a piece of paper in front of somebody and give them a pen and say, write something creative, and they would write fucking nonsense.
Yeah, nonsense. Yeah.
But when you can channel creativity, you can write masterpieces.
Okay.
Where do you don't acknowledge that part of whatever that is?
Well, I don't think that's a blessing.
Not a blessing, but you don't find any kind of mysticism or
no. I think it's the same as a guy can run fast. You're a fast runner. Why can't I run fast? Well, you're not supposed to run fast, right? It's like the guy like we know people who have amazing skills.
So what's your muse? What's your creative muse?
What's that?
You like where's the spirit feeling that you pull from to create?
Oh, well, I think I'm a little bit different than most because
you can't be that robotic in your
pretty
you
robotic.
can't be robotic and creative at the same time.
Nah, yeah, you can. Yeah, I think so.
You really think it's that simple, eh?
Yeah, I think that it really depends what you want in life. Like, for me, for example, I want to just prove that I can do something.
Right.
So it has nothing to do with the overall, like, it's my calling and I just believe. I just want to prove that I can do it, right? And that these people who are like, I'm blessed, can just shut up because it's not what it is. It's that if you work hard enough to accomplish something, you can do it. And if you manage to just stay focused and do it, even though it sucks and you're not getting anywhere, but you continue to do it, then you will eventually find success. I believe in eventualism as opposed to anything else.
Okay, so because I just got hit up by this rapper in Seattle. His name is Nephilim Unk. He's like a really bar heavy hip hop artist. And he shows me love on social media all the time. Reached out to me, he's like, hey, you want to jump on a track? And he's in his early mid-20s, a young guy.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, well, what are we gonna have in common? It's so different because it's not like back in the day where you'd have to sit in the room with somebody and write. This is like a digital collaboration, right?
Yeah.
And he sends me this beat, fucking amazing, and I'm old school, pen and pad. I can't write on my phone.
Yeah.
And I bring out the pen and pad and I start writing, and there are moments of time when the beat is playing and I'm writing where I can literally look at myself writing, knowing that that's not whatever I am writing. Like something is writing, and putting these bars together with like real sophistication. I don't write any nursery rhymes, and I always try to.
Like you get lost in the moment, kind of.
Yeah, and I try to execute really difficult, complex flows, and I just say that to myself.
Yeah,
I'm not thinking about what I'm gonna write. All I think is, make sure you deliver at this speed, make sure every bar is perfect, make sure the vocabulary is tight.
Yeah.
And that's my only 3 things that I set in my mind before I start writing. And then I just go. And then the writing starts. And then next thing you know, this fucking page is just full. And at very few points did I stop and think to myself, maybe I should write about this. I want to include. None of that shit happens. And for me, I feel like when you're a creative, you kind of like, ideas are a weird thing, right?
Yeah.
Because not everybody gets ideas. Some people just live.
They live on the outside reality. They don't live on their own inside.
And I think when you catch ideas, it's like a frequency that you tap into.
Yeah.
Like when Nikola Tesla had ideas, they were fucking groundbreaking, revolutionary, world-changing things. When I catch ideas, they're always creative. Like, oh, this would be great to watch on TV. This would be great to look at a screen. This would sound amazing. But I don't feel like those ideas are coming from me.
But they are. It's coming from your connection with yourself. So the fact that you're able to connect with yourself is where it comes from. It's not an invisible force that's giving you this. It's your ability to go inside. Like we talked about this last episode, living outside reality, caring about the shit that happens out here around you, or living in here, right? When you live in here, that's where you find out how you truly are, right? This is how you find your talent. Because you've tapped into yourself, right?
So you think it's all internal?
It's all internal.
Damn.
Well, look at those monks that don't talk for decades and they can lift a car above their head. You know what I mean? Like, no, seriously. Like
Some wild shit.
Some wild shit, right? Because they're in here and they're creating that ability. They're not blessed by Buddha.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah, no.
They probably barely believe Buddha exists. Like straight up.
Yeah, no, 100% agree.
Right? They probably think like, okay, well, yeah, everyone thinks Buddha, but the truth is we've learned how to tap into our inner selves and connect with ourselves, and we are able to do all these things because we've convinced ourselves that we can do it.
So the idea of frequencies and stuff to you is just hogwash.
100%. It's just something we come up with because we want to create separation between everything on the planet. We want to have separation from animals and humans. We want to have separation from men and women. We also want to have separation from weak and strong, right? We need to create these separations because we don't want everybody being the same. Nobody wants everybody the same. Now, how do we have control? How do we, we need to have people believing in nonsense.
You need sheep.
Right? We need it. We need people to believe in religion and believe that they're, there's some spiritual fucking being gave you some goddamn power. It's like, we need that, right?
The day Jesus supposedly was resurrected, right?
Yeah, whatever. Is it today? Yeah, right? Came out and fucking searched for eggs and then went back in. Right? Like, we
Please
believe
do not
that.
be offended by this religious down talk.
Be offended.
But
right?
because it's such nonsense.
It's not. It's all nonsense.
Dude, they brutally murdered this man in the worst way you could possibly
If he even
murder
existed.
somebody. If he existed on the planet.
If he even walked on water and turned bread and rocks into bread.
They murdered him in the most savage way you could kill somebody. And they call it Good Friday.
Yeah.
That's fucking harsh.
Fucking Roman Catholics, man. They're crazy.
Hard motherfuckers. But anyways, without destroying religion in this conversation, I really feel like there's this weird creative frequency, and whenever I want to use it, I can literally just sit for a second.
Yeah, but you've created that.
So you really don't see anything outside of that.
You created that thought.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It doesn't really exist. What you've done is you've created that thought. It's kind of like if you're going to do a heavy bench press, right? So you're going to get up there, fuck, right? Fucking do your things, fuck, adjust your things. You got them on the thing, right? You fucking stretch it out. You're like, okay, I'm gonna do a heavy bench, right?
Yeah,
like all that shit. That's all part of the convincing yourself that you can lift that. Technically, you can lift that. You've just talked yourself out of the fact that you can. So you need to do all that. Okay, ready? You got your fucking. You can do it. You've just talked yourself out of it.
A real literalist,
right?
Yeah.
And then you do it, and you're like, yeah, I did it. Yeah, of course you did it.
You know what's
you
weird,
always
man?
could.
I used to be a realist like this, and everything had to be black and white. But I just feel like I've had some experiences that just don't make enough sense to stay within the black and white.
Okay, have you ever heard of solipsism?
No.
So solipsism is the belief that everything that happens in your world is created by you. So everything that happens around you and in your life and in the world and all that. You've
manifestation.
created all this. It's a manifestation of your own self, of how you're trying to fit yourself into the world, whatever, right? And there's a certain degree of that in just our own personal lives and things that we go through. We create
We've done some of
our
that.
belief.
We've
We
done some of that.
create everything that happens in our life. Like, the fact that you think that there's a frequency is something you've created to help motivate yourself to get things done. But it's also what you've created as an excuse not to get things done. Because if there's no frequency here, I'm not doing it.
Well, see, that's never happened to me.
But people do that. People do that.
Writer's block and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Never happened in my existence, and I write constantly.
Yeah.
Because I don't think writer's block, if you're a creative person, really is a thing.
It's not
I
a
think
thing.
you may not be motivated to write. That's something. You may not feel like writing. And see, this is where the whole feeling thing comes. Because, like, you're obviously a Michael Jackson fan over the years. You've seen interviews of him when he starts talking about music and he just beatboxes and then he sings and he dances. All these fucking wild things just come out of him. You're like, oh, yo, that's some different shit. That's not. He's not whatever we are. He's not a regular one.
Yeah.
He's something different. But then again, he started when he was 5. Music has been ingrained
Created
in his
it.
DNA, and it's always kind of been a part of who he is. But there's feeling. There's more than just like it's not a reaction. There's like a feeling that comes out of it, because what he's feeling when he's presenting it to you, you can feel. You can feel it. It's not, you're not just watching him thinking, oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
There's like a internal connection to what he's doing.
Yeah.
And you pass it off as...
You create that. You create, you want to feel that, so you create that. Right? Like, this is the thing, dude. It doesn't really exist. You create that. And that's where the motivation and everything comes from, is because we need to find things that become our muse. We need to have things that inspire us to do shit. Right? That's why we have idols, because we look to these idols and go, I want to be like that guy, right? And then that becomes you create that in your own head, when really you already are that guy, right? Like, if you want to be somebody, you already are that. If you love Malcolm X, you're already Malcolm X. You don't need to actually read about Malcolm X to be Malcolm X. You are Malcolm X. You've convinced yourself out of it. We, like, writer's block, it doesn't exist. You know what writer's block is? You shouldn't be a writer. That's what writer's block is. You've created
hearts right now.
You've created writer's block because you shouldn't be a fucking writer.
Agreed.
That's it.
If it's a part of you, it's a part of you. You just need to express.
Yeah. If you have something that's like, oh, I can't do this. Oh, I need inspiration. Don't do it. You shouldn't be doing it. That's not who you are.
Well, we've been fortunate to have a lot of young fans jump on the high phrase bandwagon.
Awesome.
That are going to be
Sorry to
watching
crush
this.
your fucking bubble.
Yeah, and I am going to continue to push that bubble forward for you, because it's funny, because my daughter's friends have taken a crazy liking to us.
Yeah.
And really fuck with us.
Oh, good. Awesome.
And we were a part of a couple of their school projects, which is very
Yeah,
interesting.
it's really cool.
And I'm going to continue to make sure that you guys stay inspired. I want you to have a muse. I want you to feel like creating is something you should be doing.
I would say to you this: stop trying to do all these things in the world. All right, it doesn't matter. All these things you're like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be this. I'm going to do that. You're diluting your own self-worth and your presence on this earth. You need to go to one thing. Find out who you truly are in this world, right? And just do it. Don't be like me. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I do it only because I'm crazy. Like, I'm literally
like
crazy.
Mike.
Right? You don't want to be like that.
Like
you want to
Mike.
be like focused and tuning on finding out who you are truly, and focus on making that your life. Don't worry about jobs and friends and clothes and all this stupid shit, right? You don't need all that. Your main mission on earth is to find out who you truly are, man.
Dude,
and
we're so on brand today. We're so on brand today, and just not agreeing at all.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great. I love
it's meant to be.
you know what? I'm inspired by your enthusiasm for life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the fact that you're like, I need the muse and I need this mythical thing, right? But I'm kind of a realist. I'm just like, you know what? If you don't make it happen, it's never going to happen. There's no luck.
I can definitely agree there.
Right? Like, it's just never going to happen, man. And we could search and try and fucking wish and bless. It's like playing the lotto. You can do that. You know how much money people spend playing the lotto? Every week.
Yeah, it's insane.
Oh, Lord,
Lineups.
they pray to the fucking fake God. Oh, fake God, please, man, I just want to win. And if I win, I'm going to give this to that person and that to that. No, you're not. You're going to hoard it.
Gonna hoard it.
100% they're going to hoard it. Oh, no, wait a minute. I said I would, but, I don't know, that person did me wrong last week. They're out. Like, we all do that, right? Like, you pray to the Lord for the law. Like, you're never going to do it. Just get out there and make money. But at the same time, figure out who you are. Because it is truly, dude, when you get to like 40s, listen to me, man. When you get to like your 40s and 50s, if you don't know who you are, you are going to be in trouble.
And you're going to die very unhappy.
You could have all the money in the world. You could have all the fame and fortune. You could have a TikTok following of 1 million people, whatever. Which is fucking nothing, 1 million people, right? I know. But you could have all this. But if you don't know who you are, you will crumble like a fucking wafer, right? You will, dude. You've seen it. You know 100%, this.
100%.
It's the most important thing you will ever do in your life.
And it'll provide you with a peace of mind that no material object ever can.
Ever. Happiness is created in here, right? It's not created here or here. Happiness is created in your head.
I urge you to stay inspired.
Just stay real.
At all costs. How about this? If you want to be inspired, jump in my DMs. If you want to have the message given to you cutthroat and make you pull yourself up by your bootstraps and get motivated and get to work, jump in Mike's DMs.
Yeah. And just look at like the whole COVID thing, right? Like COVID took us out of our heads.
Big time.
Right? Before COVID, creativity was was great. New things were popping, new movie ideas, animation, like things were really happening. And now it's kind of dulled. People aren't as inspired anymore as they used to. They're not living in their heads anymore. They're so focused on germs and fucking masks and all these and unrealistic nonsense, right? TikTok, all these social media stuff, making people do dances and challenges. Those dances and challenges are distractions that take you away from getting to know and becoming your own person.
Yeah, you
right?
become a silly caricature of whatever else is on.
They don't want you to be your own person in life.
Yeah.
I remember growing up, they would always try to, in school, get you to be your own person. That was a big thing for us growing up. Like, find out, what makes you happy, this and that. They don't even say that anymore. They don't say go find out what makes you happy now.
I definitely push my kids in that space.
You should.
Yeah, I want them to do the things in life that make them happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, on that note, it's really, really interesting that we can both be creative and be on polar opposite sides of the planet when it comes to what is creative.
Yeah, I'm creative for vicious reasons. I just want to dominate and say I did it, and I won't do it again. I will literally never do it again.
But every creative like me needs a creative like you.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah, I guess so.
You need a little bit of that creative juice that's flowing in the air that you don't agree with.
Yeah, I agree.
420 is coming up.
Fuck, it's unfortunate.
It'll be a cannabis-less 420 for Mike this year.
Yeah.
I'm very excited because there's going to be a stand-up show that night as well. So
yes.
I'm going to go and smoke some weed and watch some comedy.
I think it's going to be great.
It's a lot of fun,
I have a Zoom meeting, so I'm going to do the Zoom from my car.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then I'm going to come down.
Dude, you're fucking ready.
Yeah, I got 2 Zooms now. So they went to Zoom.
Very nice.
I coughed on it when I talked on it. They're like, well, maybe we should do Zoom. Money.
And I have very limited following on TikTok, so please follow me on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I don't do any stupid dances. Just to be clear, I do some R&B, some acapellas.
Yeah, I've seen you on
singing,
there.
a little bit of talking shit, and I play some of those stupid games.
My girl's like, "Oh, is he doing karaoke again?" I'm like, "It's not karaoke, man.
It's a cover. It's a cover. You know, beat playing in the
karaoke.
background. I don't fucking karaoke that.
She calls it karaoke. I'm just like, I'm so insulted. So I'm gonna go down on 420. I got
Sunset Beach.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna ask some fucking stoners.
Brave.
I'm gonna go down. No, I'm not going to Sunset. I'm going to go to the art gallery where all the misfits are.
Yeah, there'll still be some people.
Because they set up about 11 o'clock. Apparently, and I'm gonna go ask stoners what they can say to convince me to start smoking weed again.
And you know what? Maybe we'll do, if you end up making it, we'll do it at the show as well. We'll ask people that are coming to the show.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
They'll be stoned as well.
I would like to know like what a stoner would tell me. Like, because if you asked me back in the day when I smoked weed, what I needed to do to make you start smoking weed, I'd say because you'd be less of an idiot. You know what I mean? Like you'll be able to enjoy snacks and not worry about fat. You know what I mean? Like there's
Some reality-based thing.
I think I don't know what I would have said. So I'm interested.
Tell you anything because I know what your reasons were to not smoke it.
Yeah.
But for someone that's never smoked, I got fucking reasons for you to smoke.
Oh yeah,
Big time.
I bet.
Some of my coworkers have tried to push them towards that, and one of them obliged and fucking loves it.
Changed his life.
Yeah, but it can go sideways. If you're a lazy person, it can go very sideways.
Oh, yeah.
You could just be in the couch on that indica.
Yeah.
And that's not good. You don't want that.
Yeah, usually. Yeah, and when I said that, I was like, people are like, well, smoke sativa, man. I'm like, it's all the same, man. That's all weed is all the same.
Effect from both?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I think weed is weed. I think it's just marketing.
Oh, you haven't fucked with some real sativa then?
Yeah, I have, but I think, I just think it's all weed and it's all in your head. Oh, I'm smoking sativa. It's going to be different, and your mindset changes.
Okay, so the next High Phrase Live is going to be at Levels nightclub in downtown Vancouver. Shout out to Tubbs and Tubbs Entertainment for providing the venue and the facility. And we'll do a post-show sativa toke.
Oh yeah, but you're fucking me now. It's not gonna be sativa.
Oh,
See, you planted that seed in my head.
I'll make sure it's sativa. I got some goods. Some. We'll keep the indica away. We'll make it a
It's
sativa
the only time
night
I smoke is after the shows.
That's dope.
And I smoked I smoked a little bit last night, and I felt like I was on MDMA.
Oof.
It was like some weed. We had it, and my girls, we came home late, and she's like, oh, I gotta relax, and so smoked a joint, and we were both like, we were both right out of it, like we were on MDMA.
We'll try and keep it celebratory for you if that works.
Yeah, because it's hard. I can't drive and smoke weed anymore, which used to be my favorite thing to do.
Love it. Anderson .Paak, man, said it best.
It's horrible.
So follow me on TikTok.
I'm not on TikTok.
I want to share my talents.
I'll follow you. I'm not
social
on
media
TikTok.
whore.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's Elite on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever else you can find us. Follow the High Phrase Podcast Instagram at High Phrase Podcast, and make sure you subscribe to the videos because we got a lot of stuff coming.
Are there live videos up now?
No, they're gonna be. I'm doing a countdown.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because you can do a premiere.
Oh, wicked.
So I have a premiere set, and the countdown's already begun.
Oh, nice.
And hopefully we get a lot of people tuning in and enjoying it. I'm excited to share with people, man.
Same.
I think we did a great thing.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Hopefully Riku, you sat in and enjoyed yourself. Yeah. Spend some time with us today. Appreciate it.
He learned a lot of shit for 23-year-old. He's like, what is this?
Maniacs.
Like, what the hell are they talking about? He definitely heard some things.
And shout out to all the Twitch people. We got a full Twitch video out.
Oh, really?
The battery dying. The mic blue light is still on, which means the camera's still on.
Beauty.
The battery's still on.
Thanks, Twitch.
Much love, Twitch.
Yeah.
High Phrase, y'all. Peace.
Peace out. That was easy, Riku. That's how we do it. We just sit there and talk about bullshit.